Hey y'all, welcome to Shade and the City. I'm your girl Trees.
Miss Nels.
And look, y'all know it's been a while. Nels decided to clock in today. Welcome, Nels. And of course, we got the lovely, that means I say lovely, the handsome and well-respected Sir VACAY-JTV. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, madam.
Hey.
My dear.
That's what it's given, though.
Hey, yo, chap.
How y'all doing tonight? If you haven't already, y'all know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button.
Word.
Make sure, and subscribe, okay? And if you know the hype start over today. So if you got a hype in your heart, go ahead and hype us up. All right. Now, I'm sure y'all ready to get into it, break it down, but we really want to get into Kanan's ass whooping. That was the highlight. I would give this episode, I'm gonna be honest, I was confused a lot. I'm gonna have a lot of questions for y'all, but I'd probably give it a hard 8.5 because of the ass whooping.
Oh, the ass whooping gave it a 10 out of 10 for me.
That's right.
No, I don't feel like if the whole episode would have been like fire, then I'd understand. But I felt like it kind of was like
the way Marvin whooped his ass. Literally, if it was an 8 for me, it knocked everything else out the box and made it a 10.
Okay. You know where it started though?
So the butt whooping alone made it worthy.
It started when Rock went crazy. It started when Rock went crazy.
Ass kick, no matter how grown you are.
Yeah, when Rock went crazy, and Pop Dude and told Marv.
That was so wild. That was that's what I'm saying. It's so many things, and if DeMarcus shows up in here, I might have to give him his things on this one because I was like Marvin a lot of the time. I was just like, what is the point of this? Like, why are we going at little kids? Like, that's why I said I just had so many questions.
And when he found out why,
yes,
he handled it immediately.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I hear you.
Next episode. All right. Yeah. He found out why Rock was acting the way she was acting, and went and knocked on that little boy's door. Okay, and
she did. I mean, he did go bam on his door, but still, it's just the point that this could have been. We could have been here. Okay, we only got 8 episodes. We need to keep it moving. Okay, we need to keep it moving. This could have happened 2 episodes ago if she would have just told the truth, shame the devil. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. But hey, Itty Bitty, hey, Brandon Brown, what you think of VACAY? What was your rating?
It's a 20 out of 10 for me. Because you got to understand when you have an episode like this, the buildup was crazy. There was mad meetings.
Yes.
And it was building up so much anticipation to the moment when Rock said, Kanan killed your brother. Kanan did it.
That dude, basically, he the one that told her put belt the ass. What's the dude's name?
Who?
The one that was like, he was giving her basically parenting advice.
Oh, Pino.
Pino. Yes, he was.
Pino. When he said that, I said,
yeah, that was a strong foreshadowing.
Right?
Well,
what's she gonna do with this?
I loved it.
He made sure he got belt the ass.
Oh yeah,
indeed. Look, you got a lot of feelings. I do too. Hey, Karima. All right, y'all. Well, let me go ahead and run this intro. When we get back, we're gonna get into it. And let's get shady. From skyline pain, shade in the city, true here's like a banger. I said it, I meant it, no need for disclaimers. Haters right away, but they just lost claimers. Concrete beats are heavy like cinder. Looking for one, but the streets feel winter. No filters, no edits, I'm raw with my splinters. My life a movie, they watching the trailers. I'm not gonna hold you, shade in the city, the life in the motion. Like and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. This is my word, I just let you inside. City, I'm not gonna hold you, shade in the city, my words gon' console you. Like and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. All right, y'all. So we started out the episode. Forgive me, I don't have a picture for that. But we started off. Marvin is basically talking about the bloody hat that he just got, and basically that Stefano is gonna be on that ass. All right. So Rock argues that Pino got his own beef with Stefano and suggests that if we don't admit to nothing, then he ain't gonna do nothing. Okay, because he want to stay paid, which turned out to be very true. And so he was like, and we making him a lot of money moving, with Flossie's girls or whatever. So Marvin
Right, I know that's right. The belt to ass made this episode 10 out of 10.
Okay. That's right.
Rock tells Marvin, you're right, and said that Kanan grabbed up the girl and made her serve some bad yayo. So I was like, not them giving Tony Yayo a shout out. I thought him and 50 fell out. But anyway, so Marvin's upset because he's like, well, why am I just learning this information about what Kanan did or whatever? And Rock explains, I wanted to figure out what I needed to do for myself, and that would have pissed me off if I was Marvin. I thought we had already had a come to Jesus moment and a conversation, and here you are still moving and not really consulting me until afterwards. So she said, well, why don't you go, because that little that unseasoned lady like you, so why don't you go over there, smooth some things over, okay?
She was unseasoned. She just,
you don't think
she's not heavily seasoned, but she got a little seasoned.
Oh, okay, like a little paprika.
Oh, I'll give her a little seasoned salt, just a little.
Not seasoned salt. So
not slap your mama or no Tony's, but a little seasoned salt.
I can't, not you naming them. So he asked what are we planning to do about Kanan and Rock or Kanan? And so Rock said, what, we're gonna do the same thing we're doing with Stefano. We're gonna sit tight, see how everything play out. And she warns Marvin that, we can't just react. We need to be smart about it. And I said, no, sometimes you can. You absolutely can. Okay. So then basically we see Kanan. He goes to meet with Stefano. Is it Stefano or Stefano? It don't matter. I'm gonna mess his name up.
Don't matter.
You know what's crazy? To me, I say Stefano, and it actually annoys me when she says Stefano.
Yes, yeah, because I was like, to me, it's Stefano too, but so yeah. He goes.
Let me ask this, Vacay, how do you say it?
Right,
Mr. Linguini. That's what I call him.
No, I need to know how you say it.
Stefano.
Okay, the reason why I think it bothers me is because, yes, I know she's not from New York, right? But I feel like any New Yorker would say,
"Oh, thank you for the super chat," and that's really cute. We met doing Ready to Love. Okay, love it. Nice. Welcome back, Brandon.
I think it bothers me because I feel like any New Yorker would say Stefano.
Yes,
and if she says Stefano, just aggravates my soul. Like it aggravates anytime I hear her.
She said, I got my own accent.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think in New York would be like Stefano, because we always trying to cut it short. We always trying to, hey, Stefano. Hey, yo.
I don't think so.
Stefano's too long. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk with long sentences. We want it done fast.
I can't. The battle between the New Yorkers. Now,
yo, Stefano, come over here. Come in. It's Skinzilly head.
No, I can't. So yeah, Kanan goes to meet with Stefano and tells him that Rock is trying to have him taken out. So Kanan said, well, they ain't got nothing to do with me, and I know nothing about that. And he's like, word is bond. And he was like, what is that supposed to mean? So however, Stefano said, I don't believe that, or no. So basically Stefano said, look, I don't believe that, you would take my side or over your mother's. And so Kanan lets him know the only side I'm concerned about is mine, which is this money. Okay. And so he said,
with the money beside.
Okay. And he said, and technically we on the same side because we working together. So he warns Kanan, well, it's about to get real messy. And Kanan said, do what you got to do. And so Stefano said, and I damn sure plan to. And I said, well.
Just gave the go ahead and take out my mama if you want to.
Okay.
If you're feeling froggy, leap.
Damn. That's my
Then we get the creepy unseasoned cop. He comes and messes with Juke, demanding the rest of his money that she owes him. And Juke said, you got to give me a minute. But Garcia said, I ain't trying to hear that okay? And he reminds her, I'm a police officer, and I'm capable of putting a case on your family whenever I want to. And I said, well, why ain't you done it yet?
Because of your punk.
Right. Warns her again, if you don't get my money by tomorrow, some bad gonna happen to you.
So for me, right, that would have just made me feel like I need insurance. I would have reported something like, that would have made me feel like I need insurance, because now, like, you doing too much. So okay, you got to remind me that you're a cop. I need to remind you that you decided to accept money from me,
right?
Okay.
Right.
Now I'm gonna feel like I need insurance just in case. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. She should have, because the way he was just had her running in between, and even when Marvin got involved, I was like, see, this is why y'all kids really be out here not knowing what y'all doing, but y'all out here trying to be grown.
But remember the name of the episode, right?
It is School of WAR.
War.
Yes.
School of War. So this is like the introduction of Juke learning how corrupt cops move so she can become one.
Oh, look at that. I didn't get that. Look at him.
He dropped some jewels in the shot too.
Okay, because I definitely that went over my head if that was supposed to be.
I'll be thinking sometimes.
Well, you do. You be thinking. You be knowing sometimes. So then we see Pino. He fussing at Rock about hiring somebody to take Stefano. Rock played dumb, like she don't know what he's talking about, and tells him, that's something that Stefano cooked up to come to you with the bullshit. Okay. And said, and if I were, so that way you wouldn't work with me. And so Pino said, look, I'm going to let Stefano know that I spoke with you before telling her, you got some big balls. And I love when Rock said, it ain't balls, it's heart. Right? Right. So then
Rock been talking a lot of stuff this season.
I love it too. I love it.
She has a lot of stuff.
So then we see Kanan roll up on this dude, Jorge is his name. And so Jorge
George.
I didn't feel like he deserved to be taken out.
I didn't think he looked like he about seven months pregnant.
Breeze was doing too much. Dude, I'm trying to protect you and your organization, and you want to take me out because I'm doing that. Like, what's wrong with you, homie?
Why you say that man was pregnant? Yeah.
He looked like he's about 7 months pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he needed to send him a signal. All right, this is my man's Kanan. Whatever he says, you gotta listen. Don't be doing all that extra.
But my thing is, see, I feel like Breeze sometimes just be looking for reasons to take people out. Because
yes, I feel that same way.
If that was the case, why you didn't let him know ahead of time? Yo, I got somebody new on board. Blah 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 blah. And he going to be
right.
He didn't have to, because he the boss. He don't gotta report.
In Jorge's defense. As the boss,
let them know what's going on.
Nah,
look, not Karima saying that was Fat Joe.
Hold up. If I sends my mans over, you just give him the package, all right?
Okay, so, but guess what? You would have taken me out if I would just hand it over to any.
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna take you out either way.
Exactly.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So to me, he's any Joe Schmo. So
I'm crazy. I'm insane. I'm Breeze. I'm crazy.
I can't even hold you, Karima. That would have been funny if it was Fat Joe playing this part. That actually would have been really funny.
Breeze needs to go get blown away, because what the hell are you doing right now? That didn't even
I need to see Breeze check up out of here before the end of this. That's all I'm gonna say. If Rock gotta go, Breeze gotta go.
No, not gonna happen till episode 1 of Origins.
We know Breeze.
Anyway, so
I didn't hear that. Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Kanan pulls up on Jorge and said, where's Breeze's stuff? You know what I mean? I guess the pills. And dude said, I ain't giving you nothing because I don't know you like that. And Kanan said, well, I'm with Breeze. And dude pulls out a piece and said, what did I tell you?
What if he was one of the ops?
Right.
I'm just supposed to hand it over because you say you were Breeze?
Right. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, until I hear that from Breeze himself, you can kiss my fat ass.
And see, to me, that sounds crazy. That sounds like a trap. Either way.
No, I got to keep it real. Yeah, you guys are right. He did the right thing. No. I was just kind of being off just to be off. But he did the right thing. Like, yo, I don't know you, son. Like, why should I give it to you? You right. Y'all right.
Yeah.
Right.
He got taken out.
Right.
Right. Look, Blatant Truth said Breeze be doing way too much. I absolutely agree. Now, Marvin comes home and he's asking Juke, have you seen Kanan lately? And Juke shares she met up with him not too long ago, but said, he busy off doing his own thing. So Marvin said, okay, what kind of things is he doing? And so Juke said, I don't know, whatever he does. Why? Why are you in his business? Right.
This is why you got to get him early.
Okay.
Because what you're not gonna be doing is thinking that you grown.
Or she might have hit you with the.
Yeah, no.
She might have hit you with a jiu-jitsu, okay? So
listen, you got to put the fear in them early so they know that you can always whoop their ass.
That's that mama right there. Tell them, mama.
It's funny. Or then they might turn around and try to whoop your ass when you old. So you know,
not if they scared and think that you will always be able to whoop their ass.
You gotta watch those the new YNs though. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, them little YNs, they take their parents out over video games. They for less. You know what I'm saying?
Those are not YNs, Treese. Those are not YNs.
Right.
So Marvin explains, look, I'm just trying to keep eyes on the boy. So Juke tells him about Garcia still pressing her for the rest of his money, and Marvin's not surprised and said, well, you were supposed to have him to go on the take, but sound like you ain't giving him what he's supposed to be taking. So Juke tells Marvin that being posted behind the bar ain't enough. All right. And she wants to move her own work. And Marvin said, nope, that we're not doing that. And he said, first of all, I ain't even want you down at the club and you forced me into that. So she wants to bring in her own people for deliveries.
Into this too.
Okay. And she said, I'm gonna bring in my own people for deliveries and then take a piece of what they're bringing in and then threatens that, you know, and if you don't do it with me, then I'm gonna find somewhere else to do it. Okay.
Man.
I said, well, and so see, this is what these kids do now. They push you into a corner.
That's a negotiation skills.
That wasn't even negotiation. That was just like corporate, like takeover. Like this
right.
is what we're doing, period. And Tariq should have took
it somebody else and get caught the hell out here. I can do it with you where it's safer. So listen.
Right.
Protect me at all costs and let me do it with you.
Tariq should have took notes on that one, but he didn't.
Right?
He wasn't born yet. So he
right.
No.
Right.
He trying to get close to get him in the game, like I'll do it with somebody else.
Right. So Marvin warns that he and Rock would take a big piece of whatever she's bringing in, and Jude claims that, you know, I know how this works, and Marvin lets her know, okay, you think you know, but you don't, and that's what scares the hell out of me. And I said, well, there's some truth to that, okay? So then we unfortunately got to say our goodbyes to our boy Jorge because Breeze shows up with Kanan, and he confronts him. He said, why you ain't give it, you know, to my mans in them? And Breeze asked Jorge, you know, or no. And so Jorge said, because I ain't never seen this before. And I was trying to protect you.
That makes sense.
Right. And so he's like, well, where is Taz at? And Breeze tells him, Taz is unavailable, just like you about to be before he and Kanan start whooping up on his ass.
Like, for what though?
Right.
Just because.
My thing is, like, sir, you got too much energy to be wanting to just like on a random day
just fight, shoot,
beating somebody to death or cutting somebody up, and like
it's a lie.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. That's how they do. That's how they do.
Is that where he's from?
He's from Brooklyn. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not the type of energy. Listen, maybe I'll revisit this tomorrow after I sleep on it or something. But I'm like,
nah, that's not the type of time he's on. He's on that. Listen, I'm gonna make a statement, send a signal, let you know who's the boss. That's what he's trying to do.
This Breeze right here is different than the Breeze we initially met. When we met with Snap and Pop, I feel like this is a totally different Breeze.
I kind of agree.
I think this has always been Breeze. We're just now seeing how he moves. Because he probably was doing this in Brooklyn. Now he's in Queens.
Very good point. So then we get Joaquin or Joaquin, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I forgot that.
It's definitely Joaquin.
Okay. it's not Joaquin?
Joaquin.
So Rock goes by to see how Joaquin, when he tells her that he heard her and Stefano ain't really getting along.
Joaquin.
Right. They not really getting along anymore. So Rock said, I ain't got no beef with nobody. And so Joaquin says, look, I'm successful and alive. And I said, I should have known when he said this, he won't gonna be by the end of the episode. But anyway, and he said, because I respect other organizations' boundaries, and in turn, they've respected mine. And he advises Rock, and I think you should do the same. And Rock tells him, you know what, you should take your own advice because right now you're disrespecting my boundaries. And Joaquin, okay. And Joaquin responds, you know what? You don't have any, and that's your problem. And I said, ooh, not him trying to boss up on Rock.
He deserved to die.
So I don't feel like this is the first time he's bossed up on Rock.
No, not at all.
You know the way he talked, though. He'd be like, Rock, you gotta respect the boundaries. Like, how intimidating is that, though? We don't have no boundaries, Rock. Where's Juliana?
Oh no, I didn't like her. I was happy when she left.
Me too.
Yeah. Then we get Marvin and this little girl. I don't remember her name. Is it Alice?
Ashley.
Ashley. Is it Ashley?
Like yeah.
Look,
One of those, Caucasian.
One of those. Yeah. So Marvin takes the A girl out. She got an A name. He takes her out for some ice cream and she lets him know that the police have questioned her again. And Marvin said, okay, so you give him the story about the white guy with the tattoos? And she said, yeah, but they didn't believe me. And she also mentions how they threatened to take her away from her new family if she doesn't tell the truth. And Marvin tells her, you know what, they just trying to scare you, girl, because that's what police do, and said, just stick to your story and you'll be all right.
Amber.
Yep. Amber, thank you. We knew it was an A name, but shout out to you, Karima, for knowing the real one.
It's giving Amber Alert.
I like Ashley.
Okay. Y'all think that she might have a tap on her?
Maybe, but I think she's going to chill either way. I think she's going to fold.
Oh my God.
Even if she don't, they could have secretly put something on her.
I didn't think about that at all.
Did she have a teddy bear with her or some type of toy or something with her?
I don't know. But
remember?
This whole conversation made me feel like she might have a tap on her.
Look who somebody said, was it Bree or Breeze? Marvin, get away from this white child.
Amber Alert. Amber Alert.
Okay.
Amber Alert.
That is funny. So then we get our newfound brotherhood, Kanan and Breeze. They down at Lamont's chopping it up, okay? And Breeze lets him know that, the pill business is all his and Snap and Pop aren't involved. And he tells Kanan he wants him to have a piece of it, but that needs to stay between them.
That's right, Karima.
So then he shares with Kanan, he heard about Kanan setting up Flossie's girl. And Kanan admits, yeah, it was me because Rock hit our corner, so I hit back. And Breeze tells him, well, look, if you want to hit back, then you need to hit, need to get something for it. And tells him that if you want to mess with Rock, make sure it's about this work, okay? Not on no personal stuff, right? So Kanan explains that business and personal often get mixed up when dealing with his mama. And so Breeze tells him to remember that. And so Breeze said, remember that you're half Stark, okay? And so Kanan asked Breeze how is he DEF CON's son and Snapping Pop's nephew, which I remember you bringing that up last week, VACAY-J.
Yep.
Because he was like, I ain't never heard of these, people being related. And so Breeze tells him that Snap is his mother's brother. And when Kanan was like, okay, but why is your last name whatever it was? I didn't catch it, but we know it wasn't Stark. Breeze explains that. What was it?
Branford.
Oh, Jesus. And so he explains that his mama changed his name after she got remarried and, gave the kids the new husband's last name. And so he asked Kanan, do you know that your mama killed DEF CON and accuses Rock of, being the one to take him out and stealing his work? And Kanan responds, well, that's just how my mama moves. That doesn't surprise me at all.
That's how I do it.
Right? So Breeze tells him, well, that's why Snap and Pop hate her so much, because they love DEF CON. And he admits he didn't know enough about him to give a damn, but tells Kanan... What?
It aggravated me that, like, when he said that's why they hate her so much, like, it didn't even click. But then, even if it did click, because I saw he made like a little face, even if it did click, he basically told Juke that he didn't even give a damn no more. Like, all the reasons that I hate my mom, it don't matter if they're valid or not. I still hate my mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, basically, Kanan said, well, okay, and so he was like, so you see how your mom didn't hesitate to put down the father of her child? And Kanan said, okay, nobody needs to tell me about my mom. I know who she is.
Period.
Right.
Look, you talking about Kanan, one of those, clearly, she didn't put the fear in his heart, because you see he run around here.
All I thought about? I thought about when Breeze said, Rock took out, DEF CON, What was running through Kanan's mind was,
his dad,
when Rock Pop
took out Howard. Yeah,
that was.
I agree.
His mind.
I agree. So now I love this particular scene. Pino goes to pay Stefano a visit and acts like, I was horrified to hear what happened to you. And Stefano lets him know that, it came from your house and it was Rock. And he shares that he spoke with Rock and she denied having anything to do with it. So Stefano tells him about Memphis telling him himself that Rock hired him to do it. And Pino mentions, well, actually, I heard the guys in question are actually no longer alive. So Stefano was like, Nikki, you calling me a liar? And so Pino says, look, you and Rock have a very turbulent passed, okay? But that ain't got nothing to do with me and her, and lets him know that, Rock works for herself, and I'm just the current landlord where she rents space to conduct her business. And he says, so if she owes back rent to a former landlord, that's just not my problem.
Okay. When he said that, but where he messed up is when he said, basically, there's gonna be a problem. You mess with my tenant.
That part. Yeah.
Right.
He said she pays rent and she pays it in full.
Fire.
Yeah, that's when he got my respect back. Because when he was asking Rock to go talk to him, I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, he lost me there.
Whack. But now he's like, yo, straight up, you mess with one of my tenants, son, it's gonna be a problem because she paying me on time. So don't F with my money. Basically, that's what he's saying. Don't F with my money.
Basically. So then we see Juke. She trying to get the gang back together. Okay. Come on, having your note. I tried, Brandon. Thank you. So Juke meets with one of her old homeboys. I don't. What's his name?
What you say?
I said stop flirting.
Oh, don't do that. So what's the name of this homeboy? Do you remember, VACAY? Because I don't.
I could barely see him.
Well, the low light skinned guy.
The one that.
The one that's the skinny famous. The guy.
Yeah, he's basically a skinny famous. Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Oh, you don't remember? Okay. So basically, she offers him a job and lets him know that, it'll be a lot more than what you used to earning, and basically tells him to spread the word for the rest of the crew. And I said, oh, is that how we do business? Okay. Just go tell everybody. So now Marvin, I thought Marvin was going to get him some cutty in this scene, but that's not what happened. Okay. Marvin goes to see Flossie. And she's telling him about the Judge Baker situation and how it's a disaster because basically he was bought and paid by a lot of people and it's going to affect their business. So she wants to make sure that their product that's going out isn't going to take anybody else out. And Marvin blames it on the judge just doing more than he can handle. And it ain't got nothing to do with the product. So Flossie says, well, you know what? I'm putting my trust in you. And this is when I thought he was going to get some cutty. Okay. And so Marvin.
He said he got too much seasoning. He is high blood pressure. Okay. I'm just a little seasoned.
I don't know. She gives me that she's turned on by that.
That don't mean
she gives me that she's a good girl. Not even a good girl, but she likes a bad boy.
Guess what? I think even vegans like to look okay at meat.
They like to look at the meat, even though they can't enjoy it.
They ain't gonna indulge. All right. She said that's a little too much seasoning for me. I just got just a little bit of seasoning salt over here. I don't need no high blood pressure. I ain't touching that. But you cool. You cool to look at.
I agree with you, Blatant Truth. Right now, it seems very slow. It does. I can agree with that. So anyway, so then he starts asking about, the whole bar mitzvah. And so she's like, well, they happen all the time down at the park in Fifth or whatever, 106. And so she's like, if you
106 in park.
So she was like, anytime you want to come. She said, anytime
you put it backwards to confuse her. She said the park 106.
The park 106.
But she said, anytime you want to come and be my +1. This was I was like, oh, they getting a little romantic. So then he said, well, what happened to your daughter? And that's when Flossie explains that her daughter fell for the wrong guy. And apparently he was a drunk. He got behind the wheel of a car drunk and ran into a delivery van. And so, and apparently his dad was so well connected that he got off and never served any time. And she said, but conveniently, he was standing outside catching the train one day, and then he fell in front of the 3 train. And it was gone.
Oh, really?
Yes, Karima. She said Flossie wouldn't know what to do with all that kinder season.
Oh Lord, y'all are cutting up tonight. I love it. See, Nels, this is why we need you back. Even without the notes. This is why we need you back.
Right. That's right.
So then we see Juke. She goes see her little boo thing, and she's like pressing up on her. She's like, I got some work for you to make some money, and I'll eat the box. And so she's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of pretty much was that scene. Now, Kanan goes by to see the 2 saltines that were working with Taz, right? Do I have a picture for this one? I don't see it anywhere if I do. Okay, but it don't matter because it was a short scene. But basically, Kanan goes and he's like, look, Taz is no longer available. And so either you working with me or not. And is it going to be a problem? And they like, no, we didn't really like Taz. No way. He always complaining.
Like multigrain.
I can't with you. And then
multigrain? What the hell?
And so Kanan directs him, just go ahead and put the pills in the car, y'all trading ass. Because they was real quick to switch up. And I said, yeah. I wouldn't like that either. So then we see Stefano meet with Breeze. And I said, we just out here, like you said, it was literally this whole episode felt like a long ass meeting that could have been an email.
It was moving quick though.
It was moving quick, but I would have preferred if the long meeting would have been the beat down and we could have kept this to the email. You know what I'm saying? So
if that was a long meeting, if that beat down was a long meeting, Kanan would be the season would be gone. It would be done and over with already. Because the way Marvin whooped that ass, had it gone on any longer, Kanan would have survived.
Oh yeah.
I ain't even gonna hold you. I kind of wanted him to take him out, and I know that's not realistic because it's Kanan, but in the premise of the show,
and we knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah,
we pulled out the pistola. Okay.
If they would have hit Neek and made him go away for 2 episodes or so, and then he popped back up in the last episode and be the one to take out Rock, then I would have liked that. Just saying. I know it's already written, but writers, I'm just saying if you need help. I'm saying. I don't know about that one. We'll see. So Stefano meets with Breeze to ask him what he knows about Rock, and Breeze tells him, I just know everybody's talking about her and she's always in the mix. So Stefano tells Breeze he needs him to disrupt her operation, and he lets him know that they can't hit her directly because she has protection from Manhattan, but suggests that, if they can mess up her supply, and if she can't earn, then she won't be worth looking after, and Pino's gonna cut her loose. So Breeze tells him about Rock using the hoes to move work in the city, and Stefano said, yeah, I'm aware, and I'm gonna take care of that. You thought, okay? And so Breeze asked him, well, I love this. Again, what does this have to do with the work and the money? Okay? And so Stefano admits, it ain't got nothing to do with it. She want me dead, okay? And she tried to unalive me. And so you know what? I don't care if she's not moving work in Queens. I want that gone. And I said, well, I mean.
That makes sense.
And then why are we falling in love with the hoes? Right. So Kanan tries to, pay Jarita, but she lets him know that, it's not just about the money anymore, Kanan.
What?
And she tells him
the fact that he impregnated the hoe.
That young boy laying it down. The hoes ain't taking money now.
And then what's so nasty, he's laying it down raw with a hoe.
But that's how you get pregnant. That's my point.
Oh yeah.
Right. So she said
STD too.
Okay, right. That part. Okay. That's how you get that FedEx overnight that you can't get rid of. You can't send it back. Okay.
Right.
So she tells him that he's the only place that she feels safe. Okay. Shout out to Cardi. And she brings up how, she heard about, one of the girls getting grabbed up. So Kanan vows to not let anything bad happen to her. And Jarita asked Kanan if he wants to go out later. And he said, well, I got some business to take care of. And she was like, what kind of business? And Kanan said, none of your business. Okay. And but he said, but I'll take you out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Just be patient. Just wait. Okay.
Yep.
And then basically, was that it? That was pretty much it for them. I thought they had another scene and I thought I put it together, but maybe I'm wrong. Nope. I think I did. That's all I got for them. All right.
I don't even like her name.
Jarita. I know.
Jarita.
What was her whole name?
Tiana.
I like Tiana better too.
That's way better.
Jarita. Punkinita.
What are we doing here?
That part. Then we get this strange ass meeting with Juke, Garcia, and Marvin, because obviously he's had to step in and pay the rest of the money that Juke owed. And so she asked him, and then this
I'd be like, Pop, let me do this on my own. Why you?
I ain't gonna hold you
because I'm paying the money. That's why I'm gonna be.
Let me borrow it, homie.
No, because you don't know what you're doing.
Why you gotta come through like my daddy for real?
And I was kind of mad at her because I was like, you did all this and you still got egg on your face. Because when she asked him, like, oh, so what do you know about Famous? I don't know.
Nothing.
But you done just paid him.
You pay this man crazy money.
For him to tell her nothing. So Juke asks about the two cops, Buckley and Roland, and mentions how they're dirty. And Garcia said, okay, they might be dirty, but they never take anybody out. They just, they're shakedown cops. So Juke demands you go find information about Fame. And I said, girl, we don't believe you. Okay. So he claims, I can't just solve a case that's been cold for months, and said, you're going to have to manage your expectations. And so Marvin tells her, you know what? You better hope this is worth your money. And Juke says, Garcia better hope it's worth the money. And I said, girl, you just wasted.
What you gonna do?
Right. You just sounded like you wasted money.
You was just scared of this man and brought your daddy into the situation so he could pay the rest of the money. If you wanted to take him out, you just took him out. Girl, bye.
Okay.
Sure.
Not Jarita Pumpkin Eater. I just saw.
That's what I said. She heard it.
Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
So then we get Rock going to meet with Pino, and he lets her know, I sat down with Stefano and he was in a very sour mood. Rock said, I don't give what mood he was in. Okay. And he said, well, look, first of all, hold that smoke, because I vouch for you. And I told Stefano that you're not to be touched. And he lets her know that, he's pretty pissed off because he knows you tried to unalive him, and he knows that, I know that you tried as well. So Rock said, okay, that's not a big deal. But Pino warns, no, Stefano's coming for that ass, okay, for mine and yours, all right? Yep. And then he said, and did you know that your son is working with him? And so Rock said, yeah, I'm aware, and said, but, Kanan do what he want to do. I'm not checking on him like that. I said, that might be part of the problem. So Pino asked her, so you're not concerned about him working with the same guy that wants to put a bullet in you? Okay. And so Rock said, you know what? I'm concerned about moving this work and making this money. And she said, Kane is a kid who just learned to tie his shoes last week. And if I'm not worried, you shouldn't be either. And Pino said, no, okay. And said, that man might be out here sharing family secrets. And so Rock said, look, I'll keep an eye on Kanan. And he advises her, you should be doing a hell of a lot more. So Rock was like, okay, do you got kids out here offering all this parental advice? And he said, yeah, two sons and a daughter, obviously. Okay. And they older. So Rock said, okay, well, then you should understand a kid just acting out, okay, to basically make space so they can, mess things up and feel like they grown. And so he tells her, you know what, shrinks call that soiling the nest. And that's very different than Kanan working with the guy that wants you unalive. All right. That's very different. So Rock let it be known, look, I'm not taking my son out if that's what you're getting at, not for you or anybody else. And Pino said, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying kids need discipline. Okay.
BTA.
Better rod for the child. You better whip that.
And he tells her, a good parent knows when to use their heavy hand. And I said, okay.
And the heavy hand is Marvin's.
Okay, right. I love when he was like, see, this is what happens when you ain't got no daddy. I loved it. Okay.
Can't wait to get to that part, can you?
Right. Because again, that was the highlight for me.
That's the episode right there.
That really was.
Oh, yeah.
So then we get Flossie and Stefano. They meet up. And he's basically trying to convince her, to stop working with Rock. He's like, it's dangerous. She's not good people. And of course, I think her father and his father go way back or something like that. Yeah. Was my understanding. And so she lets him know that, look, I ain't gonna let you decide who I do business with. Don't get me wrong. I respect you, but what you and Rock got going on ain't got shit to do with me. And so Stefano warns her, all right, I'm just telling you, she's trouble. And she said, yeah, I'll think about that after I finish picking up these checks that Rock and Marvin are depositing, okay? Straight like that.
Like that.
Then Kanan goes by Breezes, who's at home watching Jeopardy. And he asked Kanan if he's ready to do this. And Kanan said, what are we doing exactly? And Breeze said, oh, we work, because that's what we always do. And I said, well, you should have known.
Before you speed past that, gotta remember that Ghost took out Breeze in Power. He talked about it, and he talked about how he rolled up on Breeze while he was watching Jeopardy at 7 p.m.
Let me tell you something. Also,
I didn't make that connection. That's dope. Good eye.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
So Jeopardy, right?
Yep.
Not everybody in their mama watched Jeopardy. My grandmother used to watch Jeopardy.
I used to watch. Well, I was forced to watch it with my grandma.
I watched it a little bit.
Right after, because it come on right after Wheel of Fortune. So you had to watch the Wheel of Fortune and then the Jeopardy.
I think that's also their way of showing that he's a thinker. Like he's playing chess, not checkers, right?
Yeah.
He putting all this stuff in his head. Oh, you my brother, and all this other stuff. And let's not get this twisted. I think Breeze has love for Kanan, but if it came down to it, yeah, I'm setting you up, sir. I'm setting you up for some real like.
Oh, that's a very. I didn't think about it like that.
I think Breeze comes off like as if he's reactive. But with that scene, I don't know. It just made me feel like he's just like he's a thinker.
Breeze is a compulsive liar.
That's
He's a
right.
strategist. He's a strategist.
So you still don't believe he's DEFCON's son?
I still don't believe he's DEFCON's son. I
Okay.
think that's what he's being told the same way Kanan was told that he was his son.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
But I think he's lying to him like, yo, he may know, he may not know.
I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna get back to it when I get when you get
Pass
there.
me some
Like,
treats, please.
because there was a
I said, pass me some treats.
I'm stealing from my daughter. It's
Okay.
a roll up.
That is terrible.
But there was a scene that really confused me, but it literally made me think about the Jeopardy scene
Okay.
with Breeze. But we'll talk about it when you get there.
So then we see Jarita. She's supposed to meet with a client. She got a date, okay? But she decides that, you know what, she don't want to do it, okay? And she decides to leave. And so Flossie rings her up and said, bitch, what are you doing? You fucking up the money, okay? And she said, well, what she say, my mind wasn't into it. She said, well, we not selling your mind. We selling ass. When I tell you that sent me,
that was a funny line.
I said, Flossie ain't playing no games. And she said, look, I don't know what's going on with you. You done missed a couple of appointments. And then she even tried to use that time of the month and she was like, not according to my calendar, ho.
Period.
Like,
I
like,
said,
nah.
damn, monitoring
This messing in my period, girl.
right.
She know when the money gonna stop, when the money gonna come back on.
Okay. I said, damn. So then we get Joaquin. I'm just saying, Joaquin.
Hakeem.
Okay. So we see him. He's at some underground. He's at some underground like boxing match or something. When Breeze and Kanan sneak up on him, and basically Breeze pops him in the head. And before he does, Joaquin lets him know, you know, the same thing is going to happen to you one day. And Breeze says, and I'll deserve it when it does.
Foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Only real power fans understand what that is.
No, and what's so crazy is I didn't catch that until y'all said something. Now it makes sense to me because I was like, why is he just one around popping people, just real aggressive? Like, ain't nobody bothering you. Joaquin just came to watch this little match. So then we see Garcia. He goes to meet with, I don't know.
So wait, before you move to that, because
go ahead.
That was the scene I was referring to.
Okay.
Initially, I was confused as to why he had Kanan bring him there in Kanan's car.
I was confused at that as well.
He comes out. Remember, he after taking out Joaquin, he comes out yelling Kanan's name.
I knew you was going there. Yeah.
He came out yelling Kanan's name, and I was like, "Is he trying to set him up?"
Yep.
Because he's covered up. He's masked up.
Yep.
Nobody knows who he is.
Yep.
And
y'all just put the pieces together for me because
I knew you was going.
I was like that didn't make no sense. I was like, why are you running out like a little pria talking about some Kanan?
Kanan, start the car, go Kanan.
Because they're brothers. They're happy and they're singing and they're
Don't be
colors.
saying nobody's name, real name.
I felt like
Yeah.
he took out Joaquin.
Yep.
Okay. And the two dudes that was following behind him, that's the only name that they know. That's the only name that they heard.
You're right.
So it felt like a setup.
But at the same time, remember what Kanan did with the girl and the drugs and how the judge died. And tell him it's Kanan. So either way, whether he's setting him up or not, Kanan don't care about that. He want Rock to know
that it was me.
Well, no, it's not about what Kanan cares about. I'm trying to figure out Breeze's
logic.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And then my whole thing too, even with that, I was just like, yeah, what was the purpose of Breeze doing this?
Oh, because Joaquin is doing business with Rock.
Well, remember he was told to take out her supply.
Yes.
So I understand why he took him out.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was weird that like everything. I mean, and then they shot up the car. It was.
Yep.
It's Kanan's car. Everything kind of goes back to Kanan. Breeze is basically clear and free.
True.
He's gone with the wind like a breeze. Okay. So then we get Garcia, who meets up with Roland or Buckley. I wasn't sure who it was, to try to get a little piece of information. And the cop said he don't know nothing, but said nobody was really paying attention until they tried to connect Famous with Howard. And so that's obviously got his wheels turning. Now, Rock goes to Marvin and said, go snatch up one of Kanan's bike boys. Marvin's confused. He's like, why are we doing that? This ain't got nothing to do with the work. This makes no sense. These are little ass kids. And Rock wants to get intel since Kanan is working with Stefano. And then she tells Marvin, and then as he continues to rebut her and argue with her, finally she lets him know that Kanan was the one that took out Lou. And so now he ready. Okay, he ready. So Juke comes by to see Kanan and let him know that, hey, it wasn't the cops that, took out whatchamacallit, Famous. And he was like, I already knew that. You ain't telling me nothing new. That's old information. Okay. And so then as he's preparing to leave and walk out the house or whatever. Oh, did I forget the part about Rock completely taking this little boy out and it wasn't necessary? Yes. Rock didn't have to do that.
Primo, that's his name. Primo.
Rest
in peace, Primo.
Rest in peace, Primo. She didn't have to do that. You out here running around like Breeze, Rock. That's not good. That's bad for business. But she
took out mine. I'm gonna take out his.
Yeah, she was mad because of Hakeem being taken out. That was the supplier. Yeah, that was really distribution because she already got a supplier. You know what I mean?
So then, of course, like I told y'all, as Marvin comes knocking on the door before Kanan can get out of there. And then it was, it wasn't much talking. Then Juke is confused as hell. She's like, oh my God, Dad, what are you doing? And Kanan can't get a word out because Marvin is just getting him all the way up and just going in and letting have. Okay.
That was funny.
In the wall.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that piece of the ball.
You ain't see the drywall? Yeah. But that was funny because she was like, Dad, no, wait, stop. It was just hilarious.
It was until he was like, oh, Uncle Lou. And then she was like, oh.
I thought she was going to jump in and start kicking Kanan too.
I thought she was too. But then she kind of let it ride until he pulled out the strap.
Right.
The main
event. Right.
Yes.
And then look, I wish Juke wasn't there. That part blatant.
The show would have been over.
Look, if Juke wasn't there, there would be no power.
And then of course we end the episode with Kanan, looking like this. Okay. And that's what we got. Okay. I rewinded this scene 8 times. Yes. Well, I understand, Gemini, because you know what? It's been a long time coming. I've been waiting for somebody to really dig in Kanan's ass.
Yes. So, and what did he say about his dad? That's what you get for not having a dad. What did he say?
Yeah, he said something like that. Like that's what or because you didn't have a dad, you never really got your ass whooped like that. And that's true. He was like, but I'm here to do the job.
Yeah. He said, I'm here to bury your soul. He says there was a lot of lines that Marv said while he was beating his ass.
I was just so focused on the ass beating. I can't even tell you.
Like he broke his ass over the table, over the glass table. I was like, dang.
Right.
I loved every minute.
No, I loved it. This was.
I can only imagine though, like his character, like you thinking that the person that took out your brother is gone, got away, you don't know where he's at, and then finds out the person that actually took him out
is your hard-headed ass nephew,
and you have super easy access to him.
Right.
Oh, I am fucking you up.
And next episode he gonna be mad as hell as Rock.
Kanan looking like lumpy oatmeal.
Right.
Karima got.
What you say he's gonna be? You say he's gonna be mad at Rock next episode?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be hella mad at Rock. Yeah, he's gonna go in on Rock.
For not saying nothing.
Yeah, protecting your son again. That's what he said in the beginning of the preview. Yeah.
And I completely understand.
Right.
I can see why he was like, you know what, let me.
Well, not even that. He around here ready to knock off anybody.
Yeah. Paying people
in the name of his brother, and yet this whole time you knew it was like that was wrong.
The fact that he thought it was unique and she went along with it too.
Yes.
Yep. She went along with it. And he went out looking for unique.
Paying mad money out the pocket, people in the barbershop, paying everybody to find out information.
Yep.
And it was false.
You know what? I agree, blatant truth. Marvin and Rock should fall out after this. And I hate to see it for brother and sister, but I feel like this is good fallout reason.
I
feel and it's in the name of Lou. You know what I'm saying?
They're not gonna fall out. It's not gonna happen.
Karima said their relationship is done.
No, it's not over. It's not over.
Done.
They still got business. And they got an enemy. They got like two enemies coming after them. They got to stick together.
Yeah, that's the only part. They got to stick together to stay alive. But like you said, maybe he'll go to jail first. Maybe he'll get locked up first because
I think Marvin going to jail. I think he's going to jail.
I'm okay with him going to jail rather than getting taken out.
And then I think Juke is going to become a cop to try to protect Marv.
Okay.
While he's locked up? You think people locked up want to do something to him or something?
Of course.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on, y'all.
In the street.
I got a bug.
Oh, goodness.
And he got to die.
Oh. No, I'm alive in the bug.
You know what? You got a point, VACAY, because he's taking out a lot of people's family members.
And remember, the Italians remember Sal. He took out Sal. They remember all that stuff. There's Italians in jail too.
Forgot about Baselli.
Yeah, Baselli.
Yeah,
there's people in jail, but he may get shipped. Again, I'm putting all this together. It's just a thought theory. Maybe he gets shipped down to DC. That's why Juke goes to DC and becomes a cop in DC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I like it. Look, y'all, if people, the writers, 50 Cent, VACAY could, use a little extra coin if y'all want to give it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Cut the check.
Give him his money, okay? But yeah, look, my son was like, "Ma, why you screaming like that?" I'm like, because Kanan got his butt beat good. That is hilarious. That is funny. But thank you guys for being here with us on this Tuesday night. I'm gonna get y'all up out of here because it is a school night. If you got what you got going on, VACAY, for the rest of the week.
Good job, Treese. 48 minutes. 48 minutes. You got it done, son. Good job, B.
Thank you.
Co-host at the same time. Good job, buddy. Fam, we got a final predictions coming up. Myself and Nels from Shade in the City. Final predictions this Thursday coming through. So come through. Check this out.
Is the Shy ending already?
We got 2 more episodes to go. So we're going to find predictions for this one and probably the next one if we have time to do that. Yeah. So look out for that. That's coming this week for episode 9.
It seems like it's very incomplete. I mean, I don't even watch it, but from what
it is very incomplete. We are distraught.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it doesn't seem. I think you froze, baby.
Guess what? Right. She don't give a damn. She ended it anyway in 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's it.
Because they still nobody still knows about Tiff, right?
We finding out probably next episode.
Okay.
So that's what we're predicting. So come through for the predictions, final predictions. Everybody come through for that.
Okay.
First reactions for the Shy. First reactions for Raising Kanan, of course. I got mine, so check that out too. Ruthless family did my recap today for episode 4. Tomorrow we're doing Ruthless Roundtable at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come through for that. And yeah, we got a lot going on. Fightland coming 31st of July. So look out for me covering that. If you want to look at that, we can talk about that offline. A lot of stuff coming. So stay tuned. Keep your notification bells. Thanks for having me, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
I'm sorry. It's ma'ams.
Oh, sorry. No, it's madam. Ma'am.
Hey, CJ Harrison. Oh, happy early birthday, CJ. Happy birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Season.
Yeah, happy early birthday.
It's season.
Well, I gotta see if I can get into Fightland. I don't know. I don't be liking a whole bunch. I was even annoyed when I saw them fighting in this episode. I was like,
well, it's drug related, of course, because it's 50 Cent, but it's going to be the underground drug within the whole boxing. Yeah.
I know. You're trying to sell it to me, and you're doing a good job.
I'm just,
you know. But yeah, y'all stay tuned. Of course, Nels and VACAY-J will be up with the Shy later this week. Of course, y'all stay tuned for my Beyond the Gates. We will drop Real Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow. And other than that, it's been kind of quiet around these parts. But stay tuned. We might drop a hot topics later on. Have your notification bells on. And for all of those that are local to the area, do not forget that we have our meet and greet live and in person in Bowie, Maryland this Saturday. So if you guys want some more information or want to get tickets, the link is scrolling at the bottom, and we hope to be able to see you and meet you face to face. Okay.
Wish I could be there.
I know. I wish you could too. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, madam.
But yeah, if you guys haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure you subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms. That's the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, the IG, the Blue Sky, the Lemonade, and the Snapchat, y'all. And we will spin the block and catch you next week for Raising Kanan. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Salute.